This shifts from a political problem to a very serious problem of criminal liability. That was a mistake, but there's no reason to think it was anything but inadvertent.
What are you going to do with Ted Cruz? I mean, like, we understand that there is going to be hypocrisy from Ted Cruz when it comes to his response to like Donald Trump's many egregious thefts of classified materials and Joe Biden. But when it's Joe Biden and Mike Pence, I mean, it's pretty similar. They were both vice presidents. They both willingly searched for the documents. They both willingly turned them over. To say that one is perfectly fine and the other is criminal neglect is an odd take, especially when Mike Pence has been giving every signal that he wants to run for president again. So it's not even like he's a non-political figure now. In any event, while the hypocrisy is clear, Cruz does have more to say about Joe Biden and the document scandal. Take a look at this.
This shifts from a political problem to a very serious problem of criminal liability and major crimes. And so the FBI needs to search the University of Delaware archives, and they need to search Hunter Biden's home and business addresses.
If you thought that he was going to miss an opportunity to bring up Hunter Biden, then you don't know Ted Cruz or the state of the Republican Party. Francesca, we've been tracking this document scandal now since back when you are on maternity leave. It feels like forever now, and they have never missed an opportunity to show themselves to have no principles whatsoever when it comes to literally any of this.
No, they openly embrace their own hypocrisy because they believe that their voters are too dumb to understand what hypocrisy is. That's it, straight up. They don't bother explaining it because they're like, oh, no, our political philosophy is it's okay when I do it. That's right, say it with me. It's okay when I do it. That's what Republicans, that's what they believe. They don't ever have to be caught out because if you believe that it's okay when you do it, well, then that's it. Then end of story. So I did it for the right reasons. You did it for the wrong reasons. There. Well, how do we know that? Well, it's in my heart. Well, how do you know when Trump was talking to Zelensky there, he wasn't putting pressure on him, to dig up dirt on Joe Biden? Well, I know what's in his heart. So it's what's in your heart. And it's okay when we do it. Anyway, we're the good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad. Like, what are we doing anymore? I just love like how breathless Ted Cruz's hypocrisy is, because Ted Cruz is a smart guy, ostensibly, right? He knows when to get out of a storm, and he's a selfish dude, and he is doing this for the likes. He's doing this for the lulz. He's doing this for the people. He's doing this for the crazy base. He's so performative in how he's doing it, and you can hear him just sort of like choke down. He understands hypocrisy, and he's choking sort of on those words. But he's like, nah, I'm sure Pence had a good reason, but no, search Hunter Biden's car.
Yeah, I guess he's smart enough to know to say the code word. It's like saying 9/11 this year with Hunter Biden. He's smart in that respect. I guess he became a senator. I guess that's smart. I guess he understood on some level that he had one of the most punchable faces in America, so he caught a rogue possum, strapped it to his chin to cover up as much as possible. He's done some things that are smart, but I don't know. The true test of how smart he is going to be is if he becomes president, because all of this has been in service to that for years now. He's weathered all of the Trump years, hoping that someday he'll become president. I don't think his plan in that respect is as clever as he thinks it is. But in any event, while he believes, as you saw in that video, that they need to search everyone, everywhere, all at once, when it comes to Pence, who did effectively the exact same thing as Joe Biden, not the same thing as Donald Trump, as we'll get into, he has different recommendations. Watch this.
Just as an addendum to this, the news came out today, I'm sure you saw it, that former Vice President Mike Pence, a friend of both of ours, he's found some classified documents, I think at his home in Indiana, not in his office. What do you make of that? Is this different from the Biden story?
Oh, look, the Mike Pence story, it's still early. Mike Pence, and as you noted, he is a good friend, he's a good man. He's explained where these came from. What his office has put out is that in packing up the vice presidential offices, that there were a couple of papers that were classified that were inadvertently put with non-classified materials. that was a mistake, but there's no reason to think it was anything but inadvertent. That is very different from what Joe Biden has done. Joe Biden has given zero explanation as to how these classified documents got there. And in particular, he has given no explanation as to how he has documents from his time in the Senate.
I am not the biggest fan of Joe Biden. I think that's been fairly clear. Who thinks he intentionally stole them and then stashed them in a box next to the Corvette? Like, who thinks that? Nobody thinks that. Look, could he be more forthcoming? Maybe, I don't know. You guys all think that he doesn't have a functioning brain and he sleeps all day. So why would you expect that he would know where the documents came from? The reason that he probably can't say he knows why the documents are there is because he probably doesn't know why the documents are there. My guess would be that similar to Mike Pence, they packed up the office and brought the stuff home. The difference, the clear difference, is not between those two. Their cases seem very similar at this point, both in number of documents, relatively small, and the apparent lack of intent to steal it. The willingness to search your residences and offices on your own terms and then give the documents that you find back rather than just burning them or whatever. Whereas with Donald Trump, he was told, we know you have these documents, and month after month after month, 18 of them passed, and he refused to give them back. That is the big difference. We can debate how smart Ted Cruz is, but he is definitely smart enough to know that difference. Again, this is why I think that he will never truly break through. He cannot sell that obviously there is no principle here. In the same way that his body exists day to day without a spine, his arguments exist without a single principle to unify one stance with another. What do you think, Francesca?
Well, that never mattered. Obviously that doesn't matter. He's not gonna be president because not even Republicans like him, right? He's just a try-hard and they can see that even when he does performative stuff like this. But again, I know what's in his heart. He's a good man. He's a friend. I'm gonna openly say he's my friend. And so because he's my friend, you should trust him because he's my friend, Fox News. And that's a perfect argument. It's just amazing. It is completely illogical. My guess is we're gonna have classified documents found for a very long time. I think everyone, Obama's gonna have some. Obama's gonna have some. George Bush gonna be like, oh, these, okay. You were talking about, there's gonna be so many classified. Everyone's gonna get on it and just gonna be an endless, when we're sort of putting our hands on top of you. Anyway, it's a schoolyard thing. It's crazy. But I'm tired of this story for sure. And yes, what actually matters is that Trump tried to conceal it, and that Trump definitely, he was using them. It's not like Biden deliberately planted or kept classified documents for the instance when he became president. Then I will go back to when I was elected, to the Senate in 1918 and use them to my advantage. All that information's old at this point. No, Trump is at least I was, selling it to the highest bidder. Oops.
100%. Yeah, and so everyone watching at home, I just want you to at least think about, you don't necessarily have to state it or post it or whatever. What is your actual standard? Okay, what do you want to happen if this law was violated? First of all, do you think that intent matters? I'm generally of the opinion that I don't see why it matters so much, but you can defer on that. And then what do you think should be done if they violate the law? I mean, all three of these men violated the law. Is it too harsh to say ban them all from running for office again? Would that not at least send a signal to current officials and future officials to not violate the law, either through intent or through gross irresponsibility? Am I being naive and ridiculous because I believe we should have a standard that we apply in all cases, regardless of whether the person has the same mascot on their jacket as we do? I don't know, apparently I'm crazy based on my experience watching cable news over the past few weeks. That said, I wanna close with one just little added wrinkle of irony to this. And it's that before it was revealed that he had also taken classified documents, here is what Mike Pence was saying.
Did you take any classified documents with you from the White House?
I did not.
Do you see any reason for anyone to take classified documents with them leaving the White House?
Well, there'd be no reason to have classified documents, particularly if they were in an unprotected area.
So like I would give Mike Pence at least the credit that he apparently independently decided to have his team search for these documents. And when he found them, he didn't shred them, he sent them in. So that's good. Just do that before you start talking about how you're so superior and pure compared to these other people. You can't think of a single reason. How about neglect? Because that's your argument right now. And I think there is a case to be made that that's an okay one, maybe. But you were not willing to offer that up when it was Joe Biden that was the most recent person in the news talking about this. And isn't that convenient?
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.